Hi, I'm Austin Zoot, and welcome to the Zoot Perspective Web Congregation. This week's Torah portion we pick up back with Abraham. Last week we learned that Abraham left the land where he was and moved to this new promised land that God had bestowed to him, granted to him rather. And Abraham is lounging about his tent and three visitors come. Now, the visitors come bearing very exciting news. They end up telling Sarah she'll have a child, which she actually laughs at the very notion that she might have a child. She's very, very old. But that's only one facet of the Torah portion. The next is actually my personal favorite. After these three messengers or angels leave, Abraham stands at the top of a hill and talks to God. And God tells Abraham of his plans to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, we all know about Sodom and Gomorrah. It's this these two towns of terrible, terrible destruction and hatefulness, and not dissimilar to the situation with Noah. In Noah, a couple weeks back, we saw God getting frustrated with the bad behavior of humanity and wipe out the whole world, saving only Noah and his family. Now in this case, God lets Abraham know, I'm going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. I can't handle their ridiculousness anymore, and he's going to wipe them out. And Abraham says, well, wait one second. What if there are 50 innocent people in Sodom and Gomorrah? And God says, okay, if there's 50 good people, I won't destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And Abraham says, well, what if there are 40? And God agrees. If there are 40 people, he won't destroy 40 innocent people, he won't destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And then Abraham negotiates, and the negotiation wanders all the way down until if there are 5 good people, 5 innocent people in Sodom and Gomorrah, God will spare the whole community because Abraham was willing to negotiate down. Now we've talked about what is in the Torah portion. It's really important to discuss the why. Why is this important? How do we relate to this? Well, the relationship between God and Abraham takes us back to Noah one more time. At the very beginning of the Torah portion for Noah, we hear that Noah was a good man in his time. Now, I talked about this a little bit a couple of weeks ago. In his time means that in the circumstances Noah was in, Noah did the best that he could. But the reason Abraham is held to a higher regard, and Abraham is the first Jewish person and the leader of the community that will eventually become the community of Israel, is because Abraham was willing to not just hear what God was going to do, but push God for better. The relationship between Abraham and God epitomizes the healthiest, most sacred relationships humans can have together by pushing one another and asking for better. It's one thing to have a relationship in which there's trust. It's another where you're confident that another person is going to push you to be better and you're going to end up making the best decisions for it. Now, Sodom and Gomorrah didn't end up making it. There weren't 5 innocent people. The outcome wasn't what Abraham necessarily wanted, but it was the act of pushing and looking for more that led God and Abraham to develop that trust and that relationship to move forward. That's just what I've got from this Torah portion. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss out. Every week we're putting up new content. I'm happy to start a conversation with you. We didn't get any questions this week. Next week I expect some questions, so let me know what's going on in your head. I've shared what's in my head, and let's start collaborating together. I hope you've enjoyed. Shabbat Shalom.